Ready, ma'am? You can go ahead and begin.
There are 104 days of summer vacation, and school comes along just to end it. But the annual problem for our generation is finding a good way to spend it. Like maybe learning how to draw my, and hopefully your favorite cartoon character, Phineas Flynn. How many of you have watched the show Phineas and Ferb? Good. When I was younger, I watched a lot of Phineas and Ferb. I became so obsessed with it that I even had wall stickers of all the characters on my wall, and I used to practice drawing them on my nightstand. Today, I'm going to teach you how to draw Phineas Flynn's head and part of his body with basic shapes and which materials to use. The first thing you'll need is a piece of paper and a pencil that has an eraser, because you're going to need to use the eraser in the future. For now, you can use the back of your handout to draw on, but if you're sharing with someone, you can grab your own piece of paper to draw on. It's if you want to participate, that is. Now that we have the right materials, we can get started. The first thing we'll do is draw his head. And for his head, it's a signature triangle. So you're going to have the triangle pointing to your left with the lines this way, here, and it's going to look like a Dorito. So you're going to have a curvy line as the side. Now the next thing are his eyes. You're going to draw two ovals on the top line, one here, and one behind this line and behind this circle. So it looks sort of like a half circle. Now, you're going to use the eraser, like I said, and you're going to erase this line inside the circle so his eye is on top of his head. The next thing we're going to do is draw his pupils. So you'll need to use your pencil and draw little circles on the side of his eye, and you can draw them wherever you want on the circle or eye to change the direction he's looking, but I'm going to make it so he's looking to the right, and you can use your pencil and shade that in if you would like to. And the next thing you're going to do is draw his ears, but you're going to only have to draw one ear, and you're going to draw on the curvy side of his head. So right here, it's like a half circle, and you're going to draw the number 3 inside that circle. The next thing we're going to do is draw his hair. So at this time, I'd ask you to turn around your handout and see that I have a picture of a palm tree. And his hair is very similar to the palm tree in that picture. So I was going to use that as an example of how you can draw his hair. So he's going to have 3 leaves on each side of his head. So he's going to have 1 leaf here, 2 leaves, 3 leaves, and then 3 more on the other side. 1 leaf, 2 leaves, and 3 leaves, and you're going to connect it. So the next thing we're going to do is draw 3 dots on the side of his head. I think they're supposed to be sideburns, but they kind of look like freckles. You can color them in if you want to. It's honestly just optional. And then the next thing we're going to do is draw his facial expression. You can have him express any emotion based on where you put his eyebrows and his mouth. And over here, I have some examples that I drew of different facial expressions you can have him, like express based on where I put his eyebrows and had his mouth. And here I have happy talking Phineas, skeptical confused Phineas, sad Phineas, and angry Phineas. If you would like to learn how to draw these different Phineases, you can come to me later and I can show you how to draw them. But for now, I'm just going to have a smiling Phineas, so I'll have his mouth, just a curvy line on the bottom line of his head, and then we're going to draw his eyebrows above his eyeballs like little commas, and then we have his head done. So I'm not going to draw his whole body today because it's really confusing and hard to do, but if you would like to learn how to draw the whole body, I can teach you later. But for now, we're going to continue to draw his shirt, and his head is just going to stick out of this oval I put around his neck. And for his sleeves and torso, you're going to draw 4 curvy lines connecting from this oval. So one here, 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 and here. And you can see if I connect these lines, they're like his sleeves. And his torso, just part of his torso is shown here. And for his shirt design, he has stripes, so you can just draw some stripes on here if you would like. And if you want to color it later, you can, but for now I'm just going to shade it in. And there we go. So now that you've learned the very important skill of drawing Phineas Flynn, I have good reason to believe that you might never be bored again. Since you now know how to draw Phineas's head and body and knowing what materials to use, you can go and spend your summer teaching others to draw Phineas. Thankfully, our generation is no longer going to be bored or spending their summers on their phones, but rather with pencils on paper, drawing your favorite cartoon character, Phineas Flynn. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Give a round of applause. Thanks, Faith.